How do you build that mental toughness? Aaron was talking about it yesterday that he's got to get you guys mentally tougher. But how do you build something like that?
It's kind of difficult in this time because I think it's paralleled really well with confidence. If you're a very confident group, you can go out there and it's a lot easier to be mentally tough in those situations. And when we're 0-5 and the rhetoric and the narrative and the media is the thing that we do, I think what we have to do is try to block everything out and say, hey, let's just turn on the tape and sometimes it's appropriate to show bad clips and clips that we didn't play our best, but it's also sometimes good to show highlight clips and remind players and remind the entire unit, hey, this is when we've played at our best. This is what it's looked like. And this is what we can be because we've done it before, whether it be a 3-play series where we go 3 and out, whether it's where we're punching footballs out, we're having sack fumbles, these different things that we've done already this season. It's just how consistently can we do that and build the confidence back in the group. So when we know we take the field, our mindset is this is going to be a 3-play drive or less than that because we'll try to create a turnover.
Harrison, the Jets have done a lot of losing through the years before you got here, long before you got here. Sometimes there's a feeling of that this team goes into here we go again mode when things go bad. Do you sense any of that with the guys that have been here for a while, that they have some scars maybe from just the way past seasons have gone?
Yeah, I think the word scars might be a good one to use. I think that all of us are molded and shaped by our past experiences. And let's say that there were scars. Well, I've had a few surgeries myself, a few injuries, and the only way to get rid of that scar tissue is to break it up. And it is a very, very painful process. If any of you old guys out there have had some knee replacements or anything yet. But maybe that's a good phrase for this thing. Our players who have been here and staff who've been here who might have some scars, it does take a little bit of time to break up that scar tissue and to get that joint feeling good again. And so I didn't hear AG's messaging today or see his post game comments, but I'm sure it's probably along the line of it's time to lock arms and lean in. And really, is there a secret? No, we just continue to do what we are building, and eventually it'll crack and shatter.
Harrison, as a player, can you obviously you guys are trying to block out the outside noise, but as a player for a team like Brian said, there's been a lot of losing. From the fans' perspective, can you understand like where the fans are so frustrated and where they're coming from right now?
Yeah, when I got drafted to Buffalo, it was off of the end of a 17 year NFL playoff drought. And, hadn't been a part, a winning organization in a while. And you did feel the frustration from the fans, but you still felt the passion from the fans. And I think it would only be fair if the fans would probably show this new thing with a little bit of grace. I mean, unless they can look at other organizations and other turnovers when new regime stepped in that found automatic immediate success right away. It normally hasn't found that way. It's not a lot of first time head coaches with a brand new roster and a brand new GM and that they end up going to the Super Bowl and winning the thing. And so obviously those are the goals that we have for ourselves every season. And we'll still work towards those this year. But I think that they should have a little bit of grace as it takes a long time to rebuild a program. I felt like I was a part of it in Buffalo. I felt like I was a part of it in Minnesota. And it wasn't just created overnight. You have to mold and beat in what the culture is going to be to players to get them out of the past, to get them out of scarred ways, to get them out of places they've been before, or the college NIL situation that they have there. This is now we're trying to build a winning culture. What does that look like to be a pro 24 hours a day, 7 days a week for 365 days? I mean, that's what you have to buy into. And I know we had the Jets had a 11-week offseason program. There was a training camp in the season, but it's going to take time.
Harrison, obviously you've been to London before. I'm wondering, have you ever gone this early in the week? And in some ways, could it be a positive just to get the team away, on its own, away from, all the chatter and the, talk radio noise of New York?
Yeah, I think so. I am a little bummed because we don't get the setting to get in and watch all this film. and try to learn from it. So I think a couple of the group leaders and position leaders might try to grab some players and do it on our own, which is also a great way to have some player leadership brought into this. But yeah, we have to flip the page, and we're going to travel, and we're going to go over there. I've never been this early to answer your first question. I haven't gone this early. But it's kind of like what training camp is supposed to be. Those teams that go away for training camp, which I've been a part of, you don't go to some Division III college and stay at a crappy dorm because it's best for the NFL player. You do it to build a team. And so in a very condensed motion, we're going to go be on buses together. We're going to be on planes together. We're going to be away at a hotel in London together as a team. And this is a moment where we have to lock arms and lean into one another. So it could set us up for success.
Harrison, I know you said you didn't hear the messaging yesterday or today, but I'm sure, after the game he spoke, and you've been here the whole time with him since the season started with Aaron. How important is it that he's saying, we're not wavering and drilling the same stuff in, and how much do you guys need that he's staying consistent?
Well, more so than his messaging is staying consistent. I mean, if you were the head coach of this team, I'm sure you would be saying the same things. I'm sure a lot of people would say the same things. But it's not lip service with AG. You can feel his passion. I don't know what it is about him. He commands the room. He has a very dominant presence. And when he looks you in the eyes, it's like he's looking into your soul. And you can feel the emotion and the passion about what he's saying. I mean, anybody can get up and be like, hey, guys, let's stick to the plan. Let's go get a win on 3. No, that's not where he's coming from. You can tell that he genuinely cares, and he really, really, really believes. What he's saying, he actually believes in. And enough of us have, understood, like, all right, the guy leading this thing sees the image. The guy who's been here as a player, who's had an amazing success as a player and coach, seen as much football as anyone, he sees what we have. He sees what we're going through, and he believes in it. So why shouldn't you?
What's the key for you guys to starting faster in terms of scoring more points? I know you've had 2 really good drives here to start the games the last 2 weeks, but come away with a field goal yesterday, and then that was it for a while. What do you guys have to do to just start faster?
Yeah, I agree. I think especially against some of the good teams that we're playing against and we're going to play against, you just can't come out with a field goal, especially when you have such a good drive like that. So, man, I think just finishing. I think we're starting, like, all things considered, I think we're starting fast. We're stalling out at the end of a drive, or we're right there, I think. So just have to finish the drive and punch it in and find a way to be able to consistently do it.
Josh, you spent 4 years in an organization that, a winning organization. Are there certain intangible things that a winning organization has that you're seeing now with the Jets that they're still trying to obtain, still trying to acquire as they try to turn the corner here?
I just think that to be a winning team, you have to do the things that win games and not do the things that loses them. And it's such a small margin already in the NFL. And then, you put mistakes that are killing yourself on top of that. Just makes it tough. But look, when there were times when I was, in Green Bay as well, where we lost games because we had penalties and turned the ball over. You know what I mean? Like, or we couldn't run the ball or whatever it was. Those things happen. So it's just finding a way to consistently do it right and not let those things happen.
Are you looking forward to
for the message and everything that you guys are going through without winning? The winning is usually what reinforces all the work and everything you're doing. How do you get that when the wins aren't coming?
Yeah, I think everyone has a ton of respect and faith in AG as a coach and the staff and the people that are here. I have a ton of respect for him and the way he's handled everything to this point. just like as a coach, getting to sit and watch the way he's reacted to everything, I really respect it. And I think this team knows that we've got something here and that we can win games, and we have the ability to be a good team. And I don't think that's lost on any of us.
Are you looking forward to a full week in London?
I'm looking forward to it. The last time I went, we went pretty late, and I definitely didn't feel great. So it'll be interesting to see going early and getting some more time how I feel.
Can help you guys, Josh. This is sort of like a training camp mentality where you guys are going to be off by yourselves, just the team together for a week, far away from home. Can that help with what you guys are going through, just kind of team bonding?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, it's we're going to be pretty secluded by ourselves for the next week, which I'm looking forward to. I love this team, and I love the guys we've got. So it'll be a good time, and we're planning on coming out in London a different football team.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you all. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Josh.